got mercy? Well, what is mercy anyway? Well, Jesus said it's something you can learn. Jesus said, learn mercy. Good morning, and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest, the Jesus way. Today's Jesus Said comes from Matthew 9. We'll be reading from verses 12 through 13 and reading today in the New Living Translation. Jesus said, when Jesus heard this, he said, healthy people don't need a doctor, sick people do. Then he added, now go and learn the meaning of this scripture. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices. For I have come to call not those who think they are righteous, but those who know they are sinners. Now, unpacking that a little bit, Jesus was being criticized because of who he was hanging out with. He had just met Matthew at the tax booth. Matthew also is known as Levi. In Mark 2 and in Luke 5, we see another example of this same story. And then Jesus went to his house, and the religious hypocrites of the day were asking Jesus, why in the world would he go hang out with those kinds of people? And Jesus responded with two verbs, go and learn. This wasn't a philosophy. It was a call to action. Now, the translation that we read says show mercy. Other translations say learn mercy. And the word that is used there in the original Greek, it means to learn by use and practice. So it's not just head knowledge, it's action. So let's consider the context where Jesus said this. He said, go and learn. Well, where had Jesus just gone? Well, he'd gone to Matthew, to someone who was unexpected in the kingdom. And how did Jesus practice mercy? Well, he did that by hanging out with those who needed him the most. Now, to the self-righteous, that was the problem. Why would he eat with and sit with such scum? But to Jesus, this kind of mercy was the solution. Now, our current message series at Today Church is about this next verse, or these next verses, where Jesus said in Matthew 11, 28 through 30, then Jesus said, come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light. Jesus said, come to me, everyone who's weary and carry burdens. And when Jesus said to learn mercy, he was really saying to learn of him, like he did when he said, come to me, learn of me. Learning to do what Jesus did. And what was he doing? He was reaching those who were not being reached. And who needed to learn mercy? Well, those that were judging. And you could kind of draw the conclusion here that judging others is ignorance, and you need to learn better. You see, being a judge is a hard job. It is a heavy burden. I mean, have you ever known a happy critic? And Jesus was telling these people to learn mercy, the hypocrites, and he was quoting from Hosea 6:6, an Old Testament scripture. And this was a concept and a scripture that they knew. They had this information, and they had followed all of the rules for sacrifice. But Jesus is saying that there is something more. And Jesus said something similar when the ultra-religious accused the disciples of breaking the rules for keeping Sabbath. In Matthew 12:7, Jesus said, but you would not have condemned my innocent disciples if you knew the meaning of this scripture. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices. You see, we can either learn and show mercy, or we can be a condemning critic. You can't do both. So if we're to go and learn mercy, as Jesus said, who are you going to? Who are you hanging out with? The healthy don't need a doctor. It's those who are bearing those heavy burdens that Jesus said, come unto me. And that's who he went to. And that's how he told us to learn mercy. Jesus said, learn mercy. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this meeting is meaningful to you, it really means a lot to me. If you like it, if you share it, if you comment, I really appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.